Hello, Twin Tiers. Thanks for clicking on the webcast. I'm Walter Smith-Randolph. Here's the latest news from WENY-TV News and the Star-Gazette. The Elmira City schools are on alert this morning. Students can expect extra police officers in the hallways. This is a response to threats and rumors running through the student body and on the internet. School district leaders want families to be extra aware of the extra protection. Throughout the week, several school principals were informed about rumors of student fights and other incidents that might take place. The district is working with local law enforcement to ensure the safety of students. According to the district, the rumors have accelerated because of the end of the world theory. An increased police presence is expected at the middle and high schools, along with additional supervisors from district staff. U.S. Senator Bob Casey is changing his stance on gun control in light of last week's shooting in Connecticut. The Pennsylvania Democrat has opposed new gun laws for a long time, but he tells the Philadelphia Inquirer he's been haunted by the shootings that killed 27 people in Newtown, Connecticut. Casey says he now supports bills banning assault weapons and high-capacity ammunition clips, and he will vote for them if they come before the Senate. And in New York, legislators are scrambling to come up with the first new gun control laws in the nation since the mass shooting in Connecticut. Governor Andrew Cuomo and the Democrat-led Assembly are pushing again for bans on all assault rifles, high-capacity ammunition magazines, and other measures which have been stopped in a Republican-controlled Senate. And the gun violence task force led by Vice President Joe Biden met for the first time on Thursday. Law enforcement leaders from around the country and several members of the president's cabinet joined Biden in Washington, D.C. At a news conference before kicking out the press for what he called a frank discussion with the panel, the vice president said there's a lot of work to be done.
The president is absolutely committed to keeping his promise that we will act, and we will act in a way that is designed, even if, as he says, we could only save one life. We have to take action. And there are a number of things you know, because I've spoken with you all over so many years and continue that relationship over the past 4 years, that there's some things we can immediately do. We're going to need your help.
This task force comes after last week's rampage in Newtown, Connecticut that left 27 people dead, including 20 children, the gunman's mother, and the shooter himself. And today is a day of remembrance for those killed in the Sandy Hook massacre. 7 more victims were laid to rest Thursday, including the mother of the gunman. Nancy Lanza was buried privately in an undisclosed location. Churches in Connecticut were packed as mourners turned out to remember those lost. There were so many people they couldn't all fit inside of the churches. And in Caton, New York, Cardinal Timothy Dolan led the funeral mass for Anne Marie Murphy. The teacher and mother of 4 was killed while cradling a student who also died in the massacre. This morning, bells will ring across the Twin Tiers to remember the victims, and Steuben County officials have asked churches to ring their bells 26 times starting at 9:30 this morning. In Elmira, the Park Church will toll its bells beginning at 9:30 as well. A Towanda man is in jail this morning after he was arrested in a murder-for-hire plot. Pennsylvania State Police tell us Craven Vaughn of Towanda is charged with criminal solicitation to commit homicide after he paid an undercover trooper to kill 3 people. It happened around 3 o'clock yesterday in the parking lot at the Walmart off of Route 29 in Eaton Township. Police say Vaughn wanted the undercover trooper to kill 3 people in Washington State and California. After the cash was handed off, Vaughn was pulled over in a traffic stop and taken into custody. He's behind bars in Wyoming County Jail this morning. And new this morning, Mansfield University's interim president will be on campus just a bit longer. The University Board of Directors have extended the contract of President Alan Golden. The interim president will remain in his position until Brigadier General Francis Hendricks arrives on the Northern Tier campus to assume the presidency. Hendricks, a 1979 Mansfield graduate, was named president October 25th after an extensive nationwide search. His out-processing and retirement from the Air Force is taking longer than expected. Now here's meteorologist John Hickey with today's forecast. John?
Thanks, Walter. We're looking at a pretty good day as far as anything falling from the sky goes. We've kind of had the raindrops fall last night and even a few wet snowflakes mixing in there as well. So part 1 is kind of behind us. We're looking forward to part 2 of the storm, which is some of the lake effect snow showers that we're looking forward to tonight and tomorrow. But we're in that space in between for today. So we'll just have a couple of very light flurries or sprinkles out there. But overall, most of your Friday looks pretty dry. But our active weather pattern continues into next week. A light storm system possibly coming through on Christmas Day, and perhaps something a little bit bigger than that later in the week. All right, let's take a look on future track now. There goes the heavy rainfall from last night. Picked up over ½ an inch in some cases, and now we're kind of waiting in the wings here as we're in this dry slot where we're not seeing a lot of precipitation at all. But further back to the west, we're waiting for this low to wrap up and spread some of these snow showers our way. It'll do so as the low lifts northeast, drag some of that cold air over the Great Lakes. That's what fires up that lake effect snow machine. Your snow accumulations really start later tonight. The bulk of the accumulating snow actually occurs during your day tomorrow, when we could be looking at several inches of accumulating snow across the Twin Tiers. And as we go in towards late tomorrow afternoon and then into towards tomorrow night, things are really beginning to wind down. Maybe a passing flurry as we look ahead towards your Sunday. So here's what you can expect here over about the next 36 to 48 hours. The rain is winding down, but now we're looking forward to some light mixed precipitation showers today. The winds will going to become quite gusty too. When we turn those winds to the northwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour sustained with gusts as high as 35. So it's looking like a brisk day there, especially on Saturday. Snowfall totals are looking something like this: 1 to 3 inches for most of us across the Twin Tiers, with some higher amounts the further you head north and west, closer to some of those snow belts. The ski areas do pretty well out of this. Greek Peak as well as Bristol Mountain probably seeing upwards of about 5 or 6 inches of snow by the time the storm winds down tomorrow night. Interactive Sky Tracker 7-day forecast: hold those temperatures near the freezing mark throughout the next 7 days, and we could see a couple of light storm systems one Tuesday and perhaps again something a little bit bigger on Thursday. That's your forecast. Here's Walter.
Thanks, John, for that After the Rapture forecast. For the latest news, weather, and sports, be sure to watch WENY-TV News at 5:30, 6, and 11. And don't forget to pick up a copy of today's Star Gazette. I'm Walter Smith Randolph. Have a great day.